80% of the roofing contractors or roofing company owners, they are creating content that is just busting other people or other contractors instead of educating your people. What they are doing is that they are targeting people, they are marking their mistakes, and the groups are filled with content where there is nothing like productivity or educational content. Everyone is just trying to pull each other's leg, and they are just like, even if you go there or if I go there, I am not even a roofing contractor. I post a picture of a roof, I will have 100 or 200 comments. Everyone will be trying to point out my mistake in that roof instead of supporting me, instead of guiding me, instead of educating me. What has happened to these people? Or do you feel that this is a kind of selfish content as well? Or do you feel that roofing industry is evolving overall, and maybe in the next coming years, because this is a blue collar profession, so we will have more professional kind of content and more professional people that will not create this selfish content just to bust others?
My personal perspective on it, I understand why the people that do that create that type of content. They view themselves more as a journalist uh than a content creator, if
Mhm.
you get what I mean. There and granted, if someone's a scam, or
I didn't
someone's,
get what you said, by the way. What is the
okay.
difference? Like, yeah.
So like people like Dimitri, which I think Dimitri gets a lot of unwanted kind of hate towards him.
Mhm.
I hear all the time when I go to these different content, I can't stand this guy or whatever the case is. The way I look at him is that he is a journalist. He's sitting there putting out content that he's genuinely interested in, and he feels like he's servicing homeowners, other contractors, and protecting people by
Mhm.
sitting there and exposing these people that are doing things in a negative way. Right now, some people could hate him for that. For me, I'm kind of neutral on it. But that's not, that's Dimitri's thing, and that's what he does. And he also has other content outside of that too. Like he promotes his own products, and I think he does a great job of creating content. But also, like for me, that's not my lane at all. My dad taught me when I growing up is like, hey, listen, you don't, not a negative thing comes up about another contractor inside of the home. If a homeowner sits there and they point out, contractor that they're thinking about doing business with, and I know that contractor's not a good contractor, I cannot say anything about that person because that's our values, our moral compass, and that's the way that we operate. You never say anything bad about someone else, right? Now, personally, like if I sit there and I have a problem and it's a private conversation,
Mhm.
I can bring it up to that person. But, at the end of the day, my whole thing is to focus on my mission and what I have going on and let everyone else do the same. I'm not going to sit there and I might sit there and say, hey, that guy's full of crap, but I keep that opinion to myself. But going back to what was the second part of that question there?
Second part of the question was that, do you feel that roofing industry is evolving right now because it is a blue collar professional, and now it is coming into this spotlight because of AI and everything, and people are more getting into this industry. So in the coming years we will have more professionals who will know the way of communication, and who will know that how to stay in your limits and be focused on your mission instead of pulling
Okay.
each other's leg.
Yeah, well, like I said, maybe there is some hidden cynicism in that, and like,
Mm,
hey, I'm going to sit here and knock this guy off of the mountain that he's on. I'll push him off and watch him fall down. But really, I just think it's people grabbing for content and grabbing for views and clicks. Where I think that the way that I view it is I do things my way, someone else might do things another way. Either way, they think what they think is doing it the right way, and I think it's different. But my whole thing is you can't sit there and pay attention to what the peanut gallery is saying about you the other day. When you're going on Facebook and TikTok and any of these other platforms, you're posting content, and you got to sit there and separate yourself from the comment section. You can't sit there and put any value on what they're saying because most of the time people are just talking trash. It's no different than being in a barber shop